Okay, so look what we have here. Looky. Something came a little bit early. So this is the new DualSense wireless controller for the PlayStation 5, and I pre-ordered this from Walmart, and they sent it here to me yesterday. So why not do an unboxing of this, even though I don't have a PlayStation 5 yet? But I just want to kind of see what comes with it, and also too just how it feels in my hand. So let's get into it. Okay, so let me get it out of this last layer here and see how it feels. Boom, there we go. And you know what, before we get to this, I know the anticipation is killing me too. Let's see what else comes inside of this box. I don't think anything. No cable, no nothing. Look at that. I mean, people talking about Apple, you don't even get a charging cable with this thing. But yeah, let's get back to the controller here. So the first thing I noticed is just the size of it and also the weight. So it is going to be a bigger controller as far as the overall footprint, and also too, it does have some extra weight to it, and that's because Sony has some more goodness going on the inside versus the DualShock controller from the PS4 here. And you can definitely see how this controller is bigger, but it still feels similar, right? It's that same feel with the thumbsticks being in pretty much the same location here. And also, let me just go ahead and get this controller powered on. I think the logo is the power button, so let me press this. And boom. So now you see the new location for the light bar, which is around the touchpad that is making a return. So instead of being up here at the top like it was with the DualShock controller, it's now going to be around this. And I think this is cool because you can actually see it when you're holding the controller versus it being on the opposite side. And I'm very happy that the touchpad has made a return to the system. But until my PS5 arrives, I'm just going to be stuck here in pairing mode. So I can't wait for it to get here. So anyway, that's the new light bar. And then also to the left and the right of that, you will find the option button to the right-hand side of it. And then also the new create button, which is replacing the sharing button. So this create button is going to be very similar to the sharing button, but Sony is promising, you know, better ways to kind of share your content on the internet. And I think they're going to be releasing more information about that as we get closer to the launch. And then the buttons and the D-pad are in the same locations, and they do have a clear finish to them. So they do seem transparent, which I like the look. And then also too, they feel very similar as well. And right below the power button, you will find a dedicated button for muting and unmuting the built-in microphone, which is right below that button. And also too, right above the power button, you will find a speaker. And then also you do have the headset jack here at the bottom. So this entire setup right here is cool for just a quick chat online with someone. Maybe you're not, you know, playing a multiplayer game, just want to talk to them real quick. It's cool to be able to have this built into the controller and not feel like you need to grab your big old heavy headset every time. But again, if you are playing some multiplayer games for a long period of time, I don't think it's going to be the best setup for you. You might still want to go ahead and get your headset. And Sony has also made the switch from micro USB on the DualShock controller to USB-C on this DualSense controller. And then now we have the shoulder buttons and also the triggers. Now the great thing about these triggers is that these are adaptive triggers. So this means that game developers can actually apply more resistance or take resistance away from the triggers. So maybe they have it built into the game where you're pulling a rope that's tied to a very heavy object. If you are using the trigger buttons, it could require you to press down with a little bit more force, or just adds more resistance to it versus if you were pulling a very light object. So that's going to be something very cool, especially with games where you're swapping different weapons and you can get a really good sense and different feel of that weapon using the adaptive triggers. And something else built inside of this controller is a new haptic engine, and this allows you to get very distinct vibration feedback. And so those people who already have access to the PS5, those lucky dogs, they said that this feels great, and I think they all have been playing this one example of a game where you have different things like walking across sand and pulling things and having wind effects and stuff like that, and all of that just kind of has a very different feeling with this controller depending on what you're doing. And so when you combine this with the adaptive triggers and also the touchpad, I mean, you have a controller that can really give you a totally different gaming experience versus other consoles and other controllers. And the only thing I can't test just yet is going to be the battery life. So hopefully Sony is equaling or bettering the battery life compared to the DualShock controllers. So yeah, guys, wrapping up. I mean, look, I can't wait to use this thing with the actual PS5 instead of just holding it right now. It's kind of a paperweight, but until then, I'm really looking forward to what this controller can add to this next generation system. And I think it's a solid upgrade from the DualShock controller, but what do you think? Leave your comment down below. And if you want some information about the Xbox Series X, I have a couple of videos on this channel up already, and also make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll see when I upload more content on that coming very soon. But yeah, let me get out of here. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and I will catch you later. Peace.